I'm Denise Durson, Executive Editor with ProBuilder, and I'd like to welcome Deryl Patterson, President of the architecture firm Housing Design Matters. The firm is located in Jacksonville, Florida, but its team members work with builders around the country. Deryl has been writing a blog, of which I am an avid fan, since 2016, covering just about any topic on home design that you can imagine. Her subject today is one that we can all identify with, especially after being at home way more than usual for more than a year. What if our houses could make our lives easier? I think this topic is of great interest to most of us, and you have some great ideas for making life at home easier and more enjoyable, Deryl. Where would you like to start?
Well, thank you first of all for that great introduction. So I got 8 ideas that we can kind of walk through that will make, I believe, our houses work better for us and hopefully our lives easier. The first is what I like to call the messy kitchen, or maybe not to be messy in our kitchen, followed by the power pantry, the beverage center, the welcome home valet, the connected laundry, the office alcove, pet palace, and last but not least, the parcel delivery vestibule. So let's start by talking about the messy kitchen. And really the goal of the messy kitchen is for our kitchen not to be a mess, because our kitchens have become entertaining spaces. So if our kitchens are entertaining spaces, where does all our stuff go? Where do what I call the counter clutter, the toaster, blender, juicer, coffee makers, whatever those small kitchen appliances that you use on a daily basis, where do they go? You don't want them left out in the open, but you don't want to have to dig them out every time you use them. So that's kind of the thought behind the messy kitchen. But it also could be, maybe if you're entertaining, that's the food prep goes beforehand, or perhaps if you don't want your company doing your dirty dishes, you throw the dirty dishes there, but that wouldn't happen in my house. So the other thing I like, in addition to the messy kitchen, and this happens to be right off of the messy kitchen, is what we call the power pantry. And this really recognizes how we shop today. We shop in bulk, whether it's in the store or having the deliveries. You know, we get not just 2 paper towels, but maybe 12. And it also recognizes that since we have those great big beautiful islands in our kitchen, we don't have as many upper cabinets. So this really kind of helps for that. And I love it if the power pantry can be large enough for, say, a second refrigerator or a freezer. And speaking of refrigerators, Denise, did you know your kitchen has a drinking problem?
Yes, I do.
So let's think about it. In our refrigerator, we might have some soft drinks, maybe diet and regular, maybe sports drinks, milk. God knows we need at least 3 kinds of milk, and maybe some of them are almond and soy and cow's milk just to start. And then beer, could be craft beer, light beer, regular beer, water, wine, sparkling water, hard seltzers, orange juice, whatever. So you get the idea that, wow, where does the food go with all these different beverages that we want, and we want them cold. So a lot of folks have that second refrigerator in their garage or in their basement. So why not put it in the kitchen? The example on the left is actually, looks like you're seeing double. One's in the kitchen, one's in the messy kitchen. And the other example, they're both out in the open. So that's the second refrigerator side. But, you know, beverages also could be coffee. So you know, in my house, I have a coffee maker, I have a coffee grinder, and then I have an espresso maker. So just kind of thinking about, maybe it's a combination of the under counter refrigerator and a place for those beverages to be prepared. Welcome home. Coming home should be a very special event. I know a lot of us during the pandemic were home a lot, but if you think about coming home from work or school, you've just been through traffic, or, you know, maybe away on a deployment, coming home should be a special event. And most people come home from their garage into the house. So the welcome home valet is that garage entrance into the house. It is that transition from stress to, I'm at home. So it might be a great place to control what I call the chaos. Maybe that's where the mail goes, the kids' backpacks, their shoes, the dog's leash, your purse. My son, bless his heart, could never find his keys, cell phone, and wallet. So boom, you put them in the welcome home valet first thing when you walk in the door, and that's great. And this is, if you think about, we used to kind of walk through the laundry room. Yeah. And that's how the laundry room is a chore space. Maybe we've got some things hanging to dry that we don't really want our guests who are coming in the house with us to see, right?
And it doesn't say welcome home to us either.
And it doesn't say welcome home. It says time to do laundry.
Exactly.
So let's talk a bit about laundry now. So now that the laundry doesn't have to be connected to the garage, let's move the laundry room to where it makes the most sense. So I like the idea of connecting it to not only the hall or near the bedrooms, but actually to the master or the owner's walk-in closet. So the goal is to shorten or lessen the chore. So shorten the distance from dirty clothes into the laundry room, then they're clean, back into the closet. You don't have to fold them. You just take them out of the dryer and you hang them right up. So that's the idea. Or perhaps, Denise, you're running late. You had this perfect top you've picked out and you realize it's wrinkled. So while you're fixing your hair, you push your top in the dryer to get sort of freshened up, and off you go. So we really kind of like this idea for that. Well, of course, home offices have been a huge focus since the pandemic, and we always kind of had that home office, a place to maybe to pay the bills online or online shopping, kids to do their homework. But we're really seeing kind of that next level in our home office alcove, in that we need two spaces. So most households have two working adults, so we need two working spaces. We need acoustical privacy, or maybe it's a place for the kids to do their homework. And maybe, mom and dad are right next door. So both of these floor plan solutions have doors. They might be an option, but we need that acoustical privacy. So really thinking about working from home in different ways. Let's talk about our pets. Certainly our pets have become part of the family, and at least that's true with 85 million households with pets. So along with pets comes their stuff. That might be the dog's food, the cat's pan, maybe the dog bed. If you have a dog who has separation anxiety, where does the crate go? Certainly not in the dining room, right? So, and then where do you bathe your pet? So we have seen some examples of the dog shower in the laundry room, but I actually like putting it in the garage, unless you're in a really cold climate, because now we're going to bathe the dog in the garage, and when he or she's done, what do? They shake. And so the water is going all over the garage floor. Not a big deal. So if you back it up into the corner, maybe some leftover tile, shower pan, handheld shower head, back it up to plumbing in the wall, and you're good. And it's not that expensive, and it doesn't take up a lot of room. So I love that idea.
That is a great idea. I have never heard that one before. Obviously, I've seen these pet rooms, but never in the garage. And I can attest to, I have a dog that's a digger. So, she would be shaking mud all over the room that you've got her in.
Well, and if you have grandkids, sometimes you need to host them.
Put them in there too.
They come in as well. So actually, we have a pet shower in our garage, and my husband poo-pooed it at first, and now he's like, it's the best thing ever.
Yeah, truly.
So I really love it, especially because the dogs don't like a bath, but because it's you're at kind of their level and it's warm water, it's not as bad.
Right.
So kind of our last little, what I call solution, is the parcel delivery vestibule. And this has certainly gained importance since the pandemic, because we changed how we shopped. Whether you couldn't go shopping because places are closed, or whether you didn't want to go shopping in person because you didn't want to wear a mask, people have just gotten in the habit now of getting more deliveries to their door, whether it's UPS or Amazon or groceries or even dinner. So I love the idea that kind of the low-tech version is there's two front doors. You open the door and you put the stuff in there, and it's out of sight. If you're not home, they can be delivered and they can sit there safe from the weather, safe from the porch bandits. Maybe there's a higher tech version that links it into your video doorbell and you can kind of see who's there. So it's just a really easy thing to do, and really love the idea of that. So So one of the questions I get is, wow, these are all great, but where do you put them? And how you're making my houses too big. And I think the first thing is, let's talk about if we can get rid of the formal rooms that we don't use. Now we're making spaces for what we do use. We're making room for all these great features. So by eliminating the unused rooms, by minimizing circulation, those are two great ways. And then you can also combine spaces. So as we talked about before, maybe it's a messy kitchen beverage center with an under-counter refrigerator and the coffee maker. Or maybe, as in this example, it is the office alcove and the welcome home valet in the same space. Right. It's also about placement. So the connected laundry isn't, we're making the laundry room bigger, we're just moving it. And if we put the dog's shower in the garage, we really haven't added square footage. And of course, the parcel delivery vestibule oftentimes is just taking up what was once a very big foyer and just kind of cutting it in half. But also we can let the buyers decide what they want. If they don't have a pet, maybe there are other things they would rather have that are more important to them. So if you take this space on the floor plan, it's about, I don't know, it's about 5 by 9. And what can we put in that space? Maybe we can make it a second walk-in closet or a pet room or the office alcove, beverage center. Maybe it's a combination, little powder bath, beverage center, wine room. But it's the idea is we're building in flexibility into our floor plans, pre-designed, pre-priced, and that makes our houses responsive to our buyers. So just to kind of wrap up, I guess we're trying to appeal practically and elegantly to everyone's sort of practical side. So the messy kitchen, because we entertain in our kitchens, the power pantry, because we buy in bulk, the beverage center, because, well, our kitchens have a drinking problem, the welcome home valet, welcome home, connected laundry. The goal is to lessen the chore. And of course, the office alcove, because so many of us are working or schooling from home more so than ever before. And the pet palace, because pets are part of our family. And of course, the parcel delivery vestibule is to keep our deliveries safe. So with that, Denise, I want to first of all, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for listening. And I hope everyone finds this to be helpful and useful in their daily lives as well as in their designs.
I hope so too. I'm sure they will, though. I know that I am. And I want to encourage anyone to see your blogs as well. What site should they go to see your weekly blog?
So if you go onto our website, housingdesignmatters.com, it's a long word. If you go to the bottom of the page, it says sign up for our newsletter, and you just type in your name there, and it comes out every Tuesday at 8:30. And if you don't open it on Tuesday, you'll get it. It gets rebroadcast on Friday. So, which reminds me, I haven't written my blog yet for the week. So
yeah, I have to get on that.
I have to get on that.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate Deryl, and I hope we can do this again sometime.
I hope so too. This was fun. Thanks, Denise.
Thank you.